So John is ready to release his free keep track of yourself and why are you not successful?
Yes, I am. It's out.
It's out.
Yeah. Activity tracker.
The activity, that's a way better name than what I named it.
Yeah. So it's funny. I use this thing since 2012 for myself because I'm an Excel nerd. And I kept track of all my stuff, numbers, appointment, all of it. And I was just like, for me.
Right.
And I would stare at it and I'd figure stuff out and I figured out ratio. And what it let me do is figure out like what my number was, how much I was working and really doing it. And I've had it for like 10 years, 11 years. And I've never like been like, here, I use the concept.
Right.
But I've never like actually made it available to people.
You know, I think one of the problems when I first came into the industry and I walked into the agency that recruited me in the beginning, the first thing I noticed was that they don't run it like a business. They run it like a whole bunch of individual agents.
Yeah.
And it's a business, right? Nobody runs it like a business. They just run it like this hierarchy, multi-level marketing that's not multi-level marketing, but right. And it's not hard to run something like a business, even if you don't know how to run a business, like you've worked at businesses before. You know, there's a training program. When you go to McDonald's, they teach you what to say when somebody pulls their car up. You know, They don't just leave you on your own and go. You just say whatever you want to them.
Just figure it out.
No, you have to say, good morning, welcome to McDonald's. Can I biggie size that?
Would you like fries with that?
Would you like fries with that? Yeah. And like, if McDonald's can do it, you can do it. But nobody or very few people run it like a business. And I think the things that keep people, just off the top of my head, the two things that keep people from building a more successful business, there's a lot of things, right? The first is that there's no one who's successful there. Yeah. If there's no one successful there, then it just doesn't seem real. Yeah. Like when I first started, there were people who were successful, but not like the kind of success that I was looking for. But I could see online that there was someone on Facebook. They're like, oh, watch this guy. He just bought a McLaren. And so I called that guy. But the other is that they treat it like a business, man.
Right. I think, I always give those analogies. Like you would never walk into Chick-fil-A, you know what I mean? And be like, how many pieces of chicken did we sell today? And then go, shit, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Hell, you go to Chick-fil-A, it's on the window, like at the drive-thru. You can see how many customers they served, how many, pieces of whatever they sold. And it's like the drive-thru guy can see it. Hell, in some of them, they share it outside. When you go through the drive-thru as a customer, you can see it.
Right.
And I think it's funny, dude. To me, that was very natural to do. And I never realized how few people actually know anything about any data that they do day to day whatsoever.
I mean, it's just such an easy thing to ignore because you can make a living without it. I've caught myself doing that, not enough data. In fact, you could probably never have too much data.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to ignore, and it's so, or you'll say, yes, this is important, but these are more important.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's like people go, don't worry about, and I'm just going to pull something up. Don't worry about the border because we need to worry about the Ukraine. Okay. Yeah. No, we need to worry about both.
Yeah.
Right. Both are just as important. We need to figure both of these things out. Yeah. And individuals don't play that game. They go, well, fixing the pitch is more important, or developing our pitch, or dialing more, or I hate that. I need a logo.
Yeah.
Somebody come talk to me about it today.
I'm waiting for my business cards before I make phone calls.
Yeah. I had a new agent come to me today and they're like, Perry, what's a good place to get a logo? And I'm like, you're not licensed.
Yeah.
The healthy insurance dude genuinely didn't have a logo until a year ago. Yeah. Like I should have probably had a logo before that, but I always liked the idea of like Burton Snowboards. They don't have a logo. It's just something different every time. And so I had this dumb idea that that's what it should be. But it wasn't until a year and a half ago that I had a logo after 6 years.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, well, these are great places you can get a logo. You can go to Fiverr. But let's worry about that after 10 o'clock at night when nobody will talk to you. right? That's the least important thing as a logo.
You learn how unimportant it is. I didn't have one. I just got a website like a few months ago.
Right. I just got a website that wasn't wildly humiliating about less than a year ago.
I had a link tree.
Yeah.
That was.
I just always said, use my Facebook.
Yeah.
And I went to GoDaddy and put on there, healthyinsurancedude.com. And some people would say, what's your website? I'd say healthyinsurancedude.com. And then that would shoot you straight over to Facebook. And people would go, where's your website? I'm like, it's right there. This is 2023. This is 2024. We don't have people do websites. But mostly it was just the least important thing. So maybe I should have been doing that, like other people should be keeping track of data. But I don't think it hurt me. But now that I have one, it's certainly helping.
I think that for me, I had to find a way to make it easy for people to use. Right? Because people can overcomplicate what to track. And I've always joked, I'm like, dude, if you use crayons and a napkin, you can keep track of the very basic stuff to understand if you're making enough phone calls or not, or whatever piece that you need to be doing more of. And I wanted to take that part away, like the hard part. So I kind of made it a very easy to use sheet. But what I've learned over the years is people they go like, I need to learn more about these 22 things before I can make phone calls, before I can. And I'm like, for me, it was just like, from what I learned, dude, is if I can show people through data that they put in or they tell me, right, I can show them how little they're really working where it counts. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, all right, well, you're surviving in the world, right? Working this little, says you.
Yeah, and you made it.
Imagine if you worked this much,
right,
with the same skill set. What would it do? And that's been really powerful. Not that I don't think they should learn new stuff, but I think if I've had really good success getting people to understand, oh, dang, you're right. I'm only spending 5 hours a week doing what really counts, 10 hours, 15 hours. And I've told myself I'm full-time and I'm disappointed with my result. I'm like, you should be fired up with your result.
That's
fantastic. You're making a living doing this part-time, as was I. And that's what the sheet did for me, as I did all this stuff. And then I discovered, I'm like, it was like 12 hours a week. Right. And I'm pissed that I'm not ahead in life.
Like what the hell are you doing for the rest of those hours?
Bro, you want to know what I was doing?
Sure, I'll take it.
I was sleeping till probably 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I would watch Sports Center.
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah.
Well, then it was time for lunch.
Yeah, you got to eat.
I had to eat. I did laundry in those days. I actually knew how to use a washing machine then.
Yeah.
And I would sort leads.
Uh-huh. Well, you got to have them in alphabetic order.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
then numerical order.
I would call the carriers.
Right.
To find out about the one policy I wrote last month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Dude, I didn't do a lot, bro. And then I was done by 3. I was really bad at this at the beginning. It's like, because it was the first time I ever didn't have a job. And to be clear, I made $60,000 part-time doing that.
That's pretty good.
So I wasn't like, I have no money. I just couldn't, nothing changed. I was still paycheck to paycheck, week to week. I was still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was sleeping in.
I believe in Isaac Newton probably more than I believe in anything else.
Wow.
Right? Like an object in motion stays in motion, an object at rest stays at rest. And it is so hard for an object at rest to become an object in motion.
It is.
Yeah. That data helps.
Yeah.
We
fuel.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. You sit somebody down and go, listen, I've done everything for you that I can do. I need you to step up. Yeah. And then you got to pee. Yeah. And the next day, right? The problem is there's this Sports Center thing coming on. Yeah. And it's been so long since I've been an object at rest. I don't even know how to be an object at rest.
I'm the same too.
I'm not capable.
I'm afraid to just stop now.
Scared. Yeah. Like, this week, I've got all these things that I'm trying to build. And last week we were at Barrett Jackson, bought 2 incredible vehicles. Sold 2. I was supposed to buy 1 and bought 2.
We're supposed to sell 3, buy 1.
I was supposed to sell 3 and buy 1. The Porsche engine blew when we pulled it off the trailer. So that's back home.
Just starting it up, pulling it off the trailer, blew up.
Yeah. Well, listen, at least it happened to me instead of whoever bought it.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll take that. I'm happy for that. So I ended up selling 2. I did very well on those. And then I got such a good deal. I bought a 55 Resto Mod chassis car. And I got it for about $50,000 to $70,000 under what I think it's valued at. And so I'm like, okay, all right. But I really liked that Hemi Cuda Resto Mod. And then the Hemi comes up. And so I put this post on Facebook that my wife was teasing me. She's like, you have the most self-control of anyone I've ever known. Except when it comes to ice cream, chocolate chip cookies, and cars. And I just have none. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go bid on this Hemi Cuda because it's really the car that I wanted, right? And so I drew a line. I'm like, I'm going to go to this number. And so my wife came with me.
I want to know the number.
I was going to bid on it to 130.
Okay.
But also, like, this is a $200,000 car all freaking day. Okay. And I was like, I'll just bid on it. It's going to go blow so far past 130. I'm not even going to get an opportunity to raise money. I just wanted to. You
wanted to lick.
I wanted to lick this car. And so it goes to 130, and I tell the guy, I'm out. And I turn, and I'm walking back, and my wife is walking with me. And it goes to 138 and just stopped. And so the thing about my wife is, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, it's both. She doesn't ever tell me no, ever, like ever, never tells me no, which is probably not healthy for me when it comes to chocolate chip cookies and ice cream and cars. And I look at her and she's like, and I turn and sprint back and I'm like, 140. And I'm like, but I'm only doing the 140 and then I'm out. And they're like, slam, sold to the bald dude in the front row. And I was like, shit. And then they got the camera in my face. I'm on the History Channel. My wife is kissing me and I'm looking at like, shit. I came here to spend $200,000 on a car. I'm at $300,000 on cars. I got at least 100,000 in equity on these things. If I
He's convinced himself.
What is that supposed to mean? No, there's 100,000 in equity. They're going into a museum. I'm writing them off. This is a huge help on my taxes. They taste like chocolate chip cookies. They're cold as ice cream.
You're validating why you're a fat kid. I love it.
Yes. I'm validating why I'm a fat kid. And so then, like, my mechanic, Josh, who is incredible, and one of the best buddies a guy could have, he's so good at knowing that he's a friend. You know how friends are. He knows I'm annoyed with myself, but also it was probably the right move. But also, I broke the thing that I said I wasn't going to do. Anyways.
But you can.
Boo-hoo, I have a brand new 1970 Hemi Cuda. And by brand new, I mean, it's got a brand new Hemi crate motor in it, chassis. I mean, this car is perfect.
It looks sick. And I'm mad they delivered it to your house and not here.
Yeah, I haven't even driven it yet. So soon as we're done, I'm out. I'm going home and doing donuts.
I asked if we could record us doing donuts.
Yeah.
We were just on the roof recording stuff.
Yeah. So anyways, John came to hang with me so we could get this intro reshot. We apologize it's taken so long to do that. But yeah, so anyways, I was sick that while I was there. And so my head's not right. And I come back to work and, I've got all these big things that I'm trying to build or that I'm building. And my head's just not where it was when I left. Right. And then the most arrogant thing that's ever happened to me happens. And my videographer, my real videographer, the REEO. He sent me a bunch of like 50 videos from a month ago, and they're just my little motivate, whatever the hell about life and entrepreneurship. And I start watching them, and holy shit, man, I got amped up again. I motivated the shit out of myself, and I'm ready to go. I'm good. I'm just watching them all night. I'm like, look at me. Like, I'm good. Whatever this bald dude's doing is right. I'm going to do that.
I love it.
So anyways, that's boo-hoo. I bought $250,000 cars, felt sorry for myself, and then motivated myself by my own videos. So my point is, I'm a prick, and
hey, dude, you know how many people that would love to be in a position to where they've done so many cool things that they can motivate themselves
off of
when
their own videos that they make people film of themselves. Yeah.
Dude, I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing either, but also, listen, I was raised by a mother who probably taught me a little better than to be like when my cousin was on, he was like, imagine a Perry who was humble. And I'm like, I think I am humble. And then I am motivated by my own videos, and I go, maybe my cousin is right. Maybe I'm not humble.
Do you always listen to your own stuff?
Oh, why would I listen to anybody else?
I always listen to my stuff. I do it all the time. If I record something to do a video or do a talk, I'd watch it right away.
Yeah. You know, I only
certainly I try to find ways to improve,
mm-hmm.
but sometimes I'm like, you know how when you're doing something, you don't really know how it sounded or came off. I do watch it. Sometimes
do you watch these?
Yeah.
Yeah, I learn a lot.
Yeah.
From watching these, I learn a lot about myself. So like on Monday, I have a podcast at Caesars at 4 p.m, and at 2 p.m, I have a podcast at MGM.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for those podcasts wouldn't go well.
Yeah. You see your tendencies, and like even
I have so many ticks.
Yeah, we all do, bro. You just pointed some out on mine, which I don't mind because I watch my own shit and I can handle it because I know I'm a train wreck anyway. And I'm like, but it'll help because now next video I'll do better because you pointed out that the start of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know I did that, but I do know I do that.
Right.
When I watched it, I'm like, yeah, that is me. I had to do that in a UK, and I introduce myself like an idiot.
Right.
On the page that says it's mine.
You know, it's funny. Like when you got here today, you didn't walk up to me and shake my hand and say, "Hey, I'm John Wetmore."
It's John Wetmore here. How are you, Perry? I know.
A lot of you may have known me from the past, from TV shows such as yeah. You didn't do that.
No.
But somehow when we turn that camera on,
we do that.
We do it every time.
Yeah.
Like anyone gives a shit.
And they definitely don't.
Evidently, I care about what I have to say, but I don't know that anybody else does.
No, but I appreciate it. I like feedback.
Thank Yeah.
Well, a lot of people won't do shit like this because they're afraid of how they look. Or they won't do a lot of things because they're afraid of how it appears and how they sound and how they look.
Well, like we always say, I'm not afraid of looking stupid because I know I'm stupid.
I agree with that.
I was talking to a buddy of mine this morning that we're working on some cool stuff together. And he was like, well, you need to find another one of you, and I need to find another one of me. And I was like, bro, that don't exist, right? There's only one John Wetmore, and there's only one Perry Lunsford. But when we replace ourselves with 10 people, that's when shit gets awesome, right? When it was me with a tripod recording myself, it was okay, right? But when it's Brent, and that's what he does probably better than anybody else in the world, okay, now let's replace myself with that. Yeah. Right? I can build a website on Squarespace pretty decent.
I got Linktree down, bro.
What's Linktree?
Linktree down.
You got Linktree down. Or I can bring my new web developer in who has a PhD in it and go, okay, bro.
Yeah.
So I want to tell the story of what I think a website should be.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
So how did that come up? Why did we say, because you told me you're building one.
I said, I'm going to build the greatest website in the world.
So what's your website going to do?
What is my website going to do?
Yeah.
And the answer is this. So you drive. Is it a 4-door or a 2-door AMG?
I have a 4-door.
You have a 4-door AMG, right? So remember the first time you saw your AMG in the showroom? Did it give you a feeling?
Yes. Made me tingle inside.
It's the little tingle inside.
Yeah.
And for a little bit, all you wanted to do was like stare at it.
I did stare at it.
Yeah, you didn't need to get in it yet.
Yeah.
You just wanted, when the right car, right? You just stare at it in the paint. What color was it before you put the wrap on it?
No, that's the natural.
That's
color.
the natural color.
That's not a wrap.
I just got a chub.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it, and you're just absorbing that amazing color, especially that car, because that car's color is just so pretty, right? And after you absorb it a while, you kind of walk around it, and then you slowly reach up, right? You remember this. It's exactly like this, right? You look at the salesperson, and then you look back, and you look at that handle, and you make sure that your watch doesn't scratch it or anything. And you lift that handle, and the car door just opens exactly perfectly, right? And with that car, it's balanced just right. And the door just like slowly, and then it's red interior. Do I remember that correctly? Yeah. And then that red interior, and you can smell it.
Yep.
And then that tingle that you saw the first time, now it's a new tingle.
Yeah.
Right. And you cannot wait to sit in this car. And in that sports car, it's those seats hug you.
They do.
Yeah.
It comes right
you
there.
sit in it, and you're so big, it's hard to get in, right? So you kind of have to labor your way, and you get in, and you look at the steering wheel, and you slowly reach up, and you absorb it again. And that's what my website's going to do.
The rumble.
Oh, may I push the start button? You know what you said to the, may I start this?
Yep.
That's what you said to the sales guy. And he goes, please, Mr. Wetmore. You push that start button. that's about the right noise, right? And you feel the seat vibrating.
Yeah. That's what your website's supposed to do. That was not the answer I was expecting, by the way.
And that's what my website's going to do.
I thought he was going to say generate leads.
No, generate leads. Just like I say, I am not in the health insurance sales business.
Okay.
I'm in the mentoring business. I'm in the fatherhood business. I'm on the entrepreneur business. I'm in the marketing business. I monetize that by being the greatest health insurance agent in the world. That's how I monetize it. And so this website's job is to give you that feeling. And then it will monetize by generating leads. And that's how a freaking website should work.
I was excited about my new website until you told me that story.
Your website sucks. I haven't seen it. But I'm just saying, compared to that, like,
I want you to
we got to step this shit up.
Haven't you seen it?
I mean, listen, mine sucks.
Mine now has the tracker on it.
We got a tracker.
Mhm.
Oh, the one that you're.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know what kind of tracker.
Yeah.
I mean, like a geo tracker.
Oh, I
Those
don't
are
know
really
if it
cool.
is. I haven't got anything fancy yet. It looked relative to a link tree. It's dope.
You listen.
But my website doesn't make me tingle inside with a purr like the AMG.
Anyways, that is the website that we are about to build.
I'm going back to the team, and I'm gonna play this. Be like, can you make mine do that
Right.
for me when I sit and look at it? I did like it at first. It gave me. I was like, ooh.
Well, when I was,
But it was like having
my
no
website
car
developer
and
is
just getting a
Chinese.
car.
It was what?
It was like having no car.
Yeah.
And then just someone gave me a car.
Well, that's
I'm
my
like-
website now. It was
Okay.
like I went from Squarespace to a professionally built one.
Yeah. Same.
But it's not buying an AMG
Yeah. they're
4-door silver, right? Am I remembering correctly?
It's like a gray, like
yeah,
a dark
like a grayish
gray. It's like a
metallic
metallic gray.
Yeah. with red interior.
Yeah.
Now I couldn't draw you a picture of any other thing that happened while I was at your home.
Yeah.
But I could draw a picture of your car.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
not only can I draw a picture of your
We
car.
didn't drive that far, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I rode with it from your office to your house.
Oh shit, that's right.
But I can paint you a picture of your car in your mind. That's how much I love cars. And cookies and ice cream.
Mine's ice cream and pizza.
I like hamburgers, man.
Do you?
I
I
could
could do
eat
without a
nothing but hamburgers for the rest of my life.
breadsticks. Pizza, breadsticks, ice cream.
Okay.
Breadsticks with the pizza.
I just think we don't have very many good pizza restaurants around me, so I probably don't eat it that much.
I like pizza so much that I would eat like Little Caesars right now and be excited.
Really?
Hell yeah.
I had some Little Caesars breadsticks today. I don't think I've had
Crazy
Little
bread.
Caesars crazy bread. I don't think I've had that in 8 years.
Have you had the cheese stuffed crazy bread?
No.
That's another level. Bro, it's another level. The one local to me stopped carrying them, and I crave them.
Really?
Someone out there knows what I'm talking about.
I believe you.
I don't know if they cancel them in all Little Caesars or just local. I have no idea, but you can't get the cheese stuffed ones anymore.
I haven't had those breadsticks in at least 8 years, and I had one today. I was like, yep, tastes like Little Caesars breadsticks.
Yeah. You know, I used to work there.
No.
I worked there for 4 years.
You worked there for 4 years?
I was 16 to 20, and I ate so many effing breadsticks.
It is funny how much you and I have in common and how absolutely nothing in common.
Yeah.
I worked at Arby's once for 2 weeks. It's the only kind of job I ever had, really.
Really? No, I was in 10th grade and found out that my oldest daughter was on the way. I'm like, oh, you're pregnant. And I had known her mom for like a few weeks. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that'll get you a job at Little Caesars in a second.
And then I was like, I should probably get a job. And I went to Little Caesars because I used to eat there every day.
Right.
And then I think I was telling the story, and he's like, well, you here every day anyway. I used to get the baby pan.
Yeah.
The deep dish one. And he's like, do you want a job? It was $4.25 an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, shit. Can I eat free pizza?
Yeah.
So I stayed 4 years.
Arby's was my favorite place to eat, and then I worked
Arby's
there for
is
2 weeks, and I've
disgusting.
never eaten there again.
You been to Boston?
Have I been to Boston?
Mhm.
Like the city?
Mm-hmm.
I have, yeah.
So every time I go home, so I grew up right outside of Boston. 100% of times I go home, the very first thing I do after I land is I go get roast beef, because the roast beef sandwiches in Boston are like nothing else you can get anywhere else for a roast beef sandwich.
I eat roast beef sandwiches 5 days a week.
You should go to Boston.
I should go to Boston.
Just metro Boston area. They're like 20 in every city. They're, Joe's and Tom's and Mike's and all kind of hole in the walls. They're open till 2 or 3 a.m. You can get them anytime, anywhere.
Okay.
And so I grew up on that.
Okay.
Roast beef sandwich, bomb, anywhere you want, anytime.
Okay.
I moved to Georgia. And
No
I'm like,
roast beef.
I need roast beef.
Okay.
No, they have fucking Arby's.
Yeah, you do.
So I rolled
That's not
into
roast beef.
Arby's,
It's Arby's.
and I got a sandwich, and I was like,
You thought you were getting a roast
roast
beef
beef.
sandwich.
and I spit it out, and I've not been back since.
Because it's not a roast beef sandwich. It's an Arby's sandwich.
I was so disappointed.
Yeah. You put some Arby's in your mouth and then took it right back out.
It was nasty.
Well,
I haven't had it that was like 18 years ago, 19
No.
years ago. I don't know.
it's the same. You're good. If you didn't like it, then you don't like it. No, you're
Yeah.
good.
So,
So you're in town for a conference?
yeah, we got our annual convention. Starts officially we have a meet and greet in an hour and a half.
Okay.
It starts. So I got from, 5 till midnight. I'll be doing little meet and greets, meeting people, going to different little party things. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, different speakers. We get Goggins there and Shannon Sharp and a bunch of our agents speaking, agency people. So I speak tomorrow.
Let me know if Goggins likes to talk about going harder and running more.
I bet he will.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
He's going to surprise you with that one.
But yeah, it'd be cool to be.
I love Goggins. I didn't mean to.
No, it's all good. I like him. I like Jesse Itzler, and he had Goggins live with him.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know that?
No.
It's called. I think it was called. His
Like
book.
to push him?
Yeah, Living with a Seal.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's a really cool book.
Like, I'm the least lazy person I've ever met. And if Goggins lived with me, I'd be like, God, I'm an object at rest.
The stories are
Like, I'm working, I'm going from 5 a.m. till 10 at night. And then he's like, what's wrong with you? You didn't run 100 miles. And I'm like, I don't want to run 100 miles. Like, well, I got stuff to do during that time.
So yeah.
Well, I don't even have knees. I'm running on my elbows.
Dude, I'm
Like,
4
wow.
weeks. I'm 4 weeks out from this.
How far are you right now?
What do you mean?
What's the furthest you've run? at
2.5 hours time.
And that's 12 hours or 12
2.5
miles.
hours. I did 11 and some change, 11 and a half.
I'm happy for you.
And I wouldn't call it running, but I did not walk at all. It was like a jog.
Yeah.
My whole goal was to not walk for 2.5 straight hours.
It's incredible, man. I don't want anything to do with it.
It was really hard. And I'm getting closer and I'm like, why did I do this? But I'm going to finish.
I'm proud of you. I did leg day
And then
today.
I won't do another
And I
one.
did then in my leg day today, I did squats and I don't even want to walk.
Yeah.
Much less run.
Man, you should run. I'm impressed you started working out because first time I talked to
You
you about
did
working out, you were like, I ain't doing that shit.
Well, I worked out exactly enough to make it look like I worked out, but because of our relationship and because of you, I work my ass off again now. So, and I love it. It was, it all comes down to, just like with running, you decide you like it. Even if you don't, you say you like it. And then if you just keep saying it, you'll like it. And so like, I am in love with working out again for the first time in years.
Yeah.
My trainer, Bryant, pushes me exactly the amount that I need to be pushed. He charges me enough that I will not miss whether I'm going to be there or not. And I'm loving it. I love it. I love it. I do not miss it unless I'm out of town. Now, when I'm out of town, I ain't working out.
You don't?
No. But when I'm out of town, it's
I
the
work out
problem.
less for sure, but I still do most of it. It's probably 75% of the time.
I'm just so busy that I think I don't have time. But when there's a trainer at a gym and it's 3 miles down the or 3 minutes drive down the road, I can work all the way up to. So I worked out at 12:30 today. I didn't get in my car till 12:27. I was there by 12:30. 12:30, 1:30, back here at 1:33.
Right before we got here.
Yeah, I walked in right before you got here.
You should have your trainer send you stuff to do when you're out of town.
Yeah, he should send it, but that would be a giant waste of his time.
Just get ice cream and cookies. Dude. Ice cream and cookies.
I'm going places. I came here for 2 reasons: eat some ice cream, eat some cookies, and buy some cars.
I was talking to I was at an event last week that was at a really crappy hotel, and someone asked where I would have it, and then the person running it answered for me that I would probably have it at the Four Seasons.
Right.
And I was like, of course I would. I love the Four Seasons. And we started asking about why, because some people are like, it's overpriced and whatever. And I'm like, have you ever had a Four Seasons warm chocolate chip cookie delivered to your bed?
Yeah.
Like when they give you the robe and the slippers that come
Yeah.
with it. The chocolate chip cookie is why I go to Four Seasons, because they have it. And chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah.
They leave on the table when you get there, and I don't even have to ask. They're like,
So it's
"Thanks
kind of
for
one of those
coming back,
things-
Mr. Wetmore. Here are your chocolate covered strawberries."
When you spend $300,000 on cars at Barrett Jackson, they give you a really beautiful pen.
It's like the
And you're like, I got a $300,000 pen. And look at the cool cars that it came with for free. Yeah. So I think the Four Seasons
it's
cookie
a
is
really
kind of the same thing.
expensive cookie.
It's a really expensive cookie. But you know what's some bullshit about that pen? I mean, it's so nice. Like, it's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It says Barrett Jackson across the side.
Does it write really
That
nice?
writes so nice. And there's some kind of self-destruct mechanism in it that as soon as you leave Arizona, it explodes and it's worthless.
Lord.
Right. It's a huge waste of money. But anyways.
I love it. So yeah, that's it. That's what's coming up. And then we got some cool stuff on the horizon. You and I are talking about some cool things. So
Yep.
We got a lot more to share.
Secret handshake.
Share, bro.
All right, man.
And not that. You said none of that.
I said no, but I didn't want you left there by yourself.
I don't do that. I thought we were upstairs.
Bye, guys.